Good morning, hidden ones. It is the early hours of the morning of April 24th. Wasn't sleeping, so I got up and turned to Psalm 91. And so I want to hopefully bring a shift to your understanding in regards to this chapter. He that dwelleth in the secret place. First of all, that word place is not in the text. See, it's not so much a place as it is a reality of knowing. A reality of knowing. A reality of knowing who you are. He that dwelleth. That word dwelleth in the Hebrew, it literally means to sit. See, this is what Jesus said when he said, "He who overcomes will I grant to sit with me on my throne, as I also overcame. It was granted for me to sit with the Father on his throne." What are we overcoming? The lie, as John said in 1 John 5:19, the whole world lies in wickedness. And that lie is in regard to our identity. He that dwelleth, he that sitteth in the secret. That word secret could also be translated hidden place. He that sitteth in the secret. It's the secret that David speaks of in Psalm 31:19. The secret of his face. As David says there in Psalm 31:19, "How great is your goodness, which you have laid up for those that fear you, which you have wrought for those that trust in you, before the sons of men. Thou shalt hide them in the secret of your face." Thou shalt hide them in the secret of your face from the pride of man. Thou shalt keep them secretly in a pavilion from the strife of tongues, the lie. Thou shalt keep them in the secret of your face from the pride of man. The pride of man that stands in an identity apart from Christ. See, the secret of his face is to behold who you really are. And that is Christ. See, when Christ has truly arisen in our heart, it's when we've come to know, even as we are known, who we really are. And that is one with him, one with Christ. He that dwelleth, he that sitteth in the secret of his face, abides under the shadow of the Almighty. the protection of the Almighty, in the knowing of who you are, of your true identity. He that dwells in the secret, he that sits in the secret of his face, shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge, my fortress, my God. In Him will I trust. Surely He shall deliver me from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover me with His feathers, and under His wings thou shalt trust. These feathers, these wings, are the wings of the seraphim over the throne. See, he who overcomes will I grant to sit with me on my throne. As Isaiah 6 says, in the year that King Uzziah died, I saw the Lord. As I've spoken before, this King Uzziah speaks of the pride of man, which must die before Christ's face truly appears in us, before we come into our Christ identity. In the year that King Uzziah died, I saw the Lord sitting on a throne. High and lifted up. That is in the tabernacle of David, which is in your heart. See, we will behold His face as we fully embrace who we are. That we are one spirit, we are one with Him. Shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty, shall abide under His wings, under His feathers of the seraphim, which are over the throne. In the year that King Uzziah died, I saw the Lord sitting on the throne, high and lifted up, and above it stood the seraphim, each having 6 wings, and with twain covered their face, and twain covered their feet, and twain did they fly. And they cried one to another, Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts. The whole earth is full of His glory. When we have come to this reality of knowing in the secret of His face, we have truly come into the very innermost court. And in that innermost court is the place where mercy and truth have met together. At the Ark of the Covenant, where the cherubim are over the mercy seat, the cherubim are the seraphim. cherubim meaning covering, seraphim meaning burning ones, but they're the same creature. The seraphim that are over the throne. And the throne is where mercy and truth meet together. See, the mercy seat on the Ark of the Covenant is right over top of the truth, the tablets. It's in that mercy, that blood, where we're cleansed, come out of the sin consciousness. And we sit upon that throne in truth with him, the King of Glory. He who overcomes will I grant to sit with me on my throne. What is his throne? Isaiah 16:5. In mercy the throne is established, and he shall sit upon it in truth, in the tabernacle of David, judging and seeking judgment and hasting righteousness. Wow. Amazing. As I looked up that word in Hebrew for he that dwelleth, that word dwelleth, it means to sit. But it means, he just brought this to me again, the Holy Spirit. It means to sit as judge, it says. If you look that up, it means to sit and to sit as judge. He that sits in the secret of his face, in this reality of knowing who you are, the Christ identity. Shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. There's two shadows spoken of here, I believe. It's the shadow of his wings plus the shadow of the Father's hand, which is spoken of course, in numerous places. You know, David speaks of this hand. He laid his hand upon me, but Isaiah 51:16 speaks of the shadow of this hand. I will put my words in your mouth and cover you with the shadow of my hand, that I may plant the heavens and lay the foundation of the earth, and say unto Zion, thou art my people. What is Zion? It is the city of his face. See, the womb of the morning in Psalm 110 births you into Zion, the city of his face. And this is what Isaiah 60 speaks of. When this glory has risen upon you, when his face has risen upon your heart. See, when his face arises upon your heart, you have taken full possession of your identity. In Isaiah 60, this glory going forth to all nations, to revealing the true reality of knowing who you are. Christ expressed to all nations out of those who have become seated on the throne with Christ, who have become one with him. And in that, in Isaiah 60, all nations shall come to see thy light and the brightness of thy rising. And it says that they shall bow themselves at the soles of your feet, and they shall call you the city of the Lord, the Zion of the Holy One of Israel, the city of his face. Holy Spirit, quicken our hearts. I just want to release one other thing. Lord is constantly shifting me. You think I understand something, and then he just shifts it again. Psalm 118, when David says, "Open to me the gates of righteousness." Those gates of righteousness are the eyes of the heart, to see who you really are. Christ, your true identity. He came to bring us back to our true identity, to be one with him and the Father, to sit with him on the throne. Open to me the gates of righteousness. Open up my eye gates. Open up the eyes of my heart, so I may behold his face, my true identity, in my heart, that he would sit upon that enthronement in my heart and me with him as I behold who I really am. And he shall sit upon it in truth in the tabernacle of David, judging and seeking judgment and hasting righteousness, that others would be able to see who they really are. This year, the Great War is going to end. The identity war. And there's going to be those that step in and apprehend their identity in him. The reality of knowing your true identity. Father, I thank you for hastening your work, as you say in Psalm chapter 60, verse 22. I, the Lord, will hasten it in its time.